Do you remember who you gave your key to? Not to your house, your accounts, your darkest secrets. You didn't hand that key to a stranger, not to someone knocking on your door. You gave it to the person closest to you because you trusted them. And that's exactly why they're the one person who can hurt you the deepest. Here's the strange part. Every statistic, every study that digs into human behavior tells us the same thing. Most betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from close range. Family, your best friend, a partner, a business partner. Plato may not have been the first to notice this, but he was the one who explained why by going straight into the layers of the human soul. In the Republic, he tells a story called The Ring of Gyges. And that story is the foundation for everything I'm about to tell you. Because this isn't really about betrayal, it's about who a person actually is, the moment they believe no one is watching, and the person closest to you already knows that moment better than you do. The Ring of Gyges asks a simple but uncomfortable question. If you were invisible, would you still stay honest? In Plato's telling, a shepherd finds a ring underground. Turn it a certain way, and he becomes invisible. He uses that invisibility to take over the palace, seduce the queen, kill the king. Plato wasn't asking whether bad people exist. He was asking something sharper. Under the right conditions, could anyone become that shepherd? This is where you need to turn and look at the person closest to you, because they already hold a kind of ring in your life, not the ring of invisibility, but the ring of trust. They're the one person you don't question, don't check, don't watch your back around. In your eyes, they're already invisible because you stopped looking. The moment you trust someone is the moment you stop watching. And that's exactly why the deepest wounds come from there. Think about it. Why can a business partner scam you more easily? Because they already have the passwords, the books, the access. Why can a friend leak your secret more easily? Because they already know it. Why can a partner hurt you deeper than anyone else? Because they know you. They know exactly where to hit, which word will land hardest. A stranger can't betray you like that because a stranger doesn't know you, but someone close to you does. And knowing you is power. The most dangerous part of that power is how quietly it grows. It starts small, a secret you share early on, then a weakness you admit to, then a fear. Over time, that person builds a map of you that even you can't see fully. Which word will break you? Which moment leaves you most exposed? Which old wound never really closed? They hold that information under the name of love. But information by nature is neutral. It can be used with love. It can also be used as a weapon. This connects directly to what Plato says about the soul. He believed the human soul has three parts: reason, spirit, and desire, and that these three are always seeking balance. A person's character is really just how well they manage that balance. But here's the part that matters most. That balance is most fragile exactly when no one is watching. Desire, left unchecked by reason, takes over. And the person closest to you is the one person you've quietly exempted from that check, because you never question them. Don't read this as a story about betrayal. Read it as a story about opportunity. Trust, at its core, is a loss of vigilance. When you trust someone, you switch off your natural instincts toward them, your suspicion, your attention, your boundaries. And human nature behaves differently behind closed doors. That's not evil. It's simply, as Plato describes it, the moment the unbalanced part of a person finally finds room to move. Someone can stay loyal to you for years, right up until a moment arrives where their own desire finally outweighs their reason. A crisis, a loss, a period of weakness, a temptation. Up until that point, the good person you saw was never actually tested. This is Plato's real point. Virtue that has never been tested is just an assumption. And you rarely test the virtue of the people closest to you, because testing them feels like an accusation. But the truth is simpler than that. Not testing someone just means not knowing them. Now bring this back to your own life. Who do you trust the most? In front of whom do you lower your guard completely? That person is exactly the one who can protect you the most and hurt you the most. The same key that opens the door can also break it. Should this make you paranoid? No, but it should make you aware. Because Plato's real intention was never to spread distrust. It was to help people know themselves. As he describes in the Allegory of the Cave, most people settle for shadows instead of reality, for what appears instead of what is. We do the same thing in our closest relationships. We see a shadow of someone being good, and we mistake that shadow for the whole truth. We watch the same shadow for years, and because the shadow doesn't change, we assume the person hasn't either. But a shadow only shows where the light happened to be standing. Move the light, and the same person can cast a completely different shape on the wall. Real character only shows itself when no one is watching. Someone who understands this stops trusting blindly. They trust consciously. They keep their eyes open while they do it. They treat trust not as surrender, but as a choice they keep making. And that's exactly why, even when betrayal comes, it doesn't shatter them completely, because they always knew trust was never a guarantee. It was a fragile balance. And that's where real strength begins, because you're no longer fragile, you're awake. The question Plato asks in the Republic still holds. Would a just person stay just, even if no one was watching? Ask that question about the people around you, and more importantly, ask it about yourself. Because if you really want to know the person closest to you, you first have to imagine the moment they become invisible. And maybe real wisdom is simply this: never handing anyone a ring that makes them fully invisible to you.